You remind me of
Who's that?
Miles Monroe, man. I tell you, when I some of the stuff I was like, listen at him. You know Miles Monroe?
I do.
That's
I do. I
that's
got all his tapes.
me too. That's my man. I love me some Miles. I listen to him every day. I said, Jude, I was like, some of the stuff you be saying, I was like, man, he sounds just like Miles. Yes, yes. So that's your nickname, June Miles.
I'm just following my calling.
You are. I tell you, man, I can't keep up. You just you going too fast for me. I was like, oh my goodness, man, I'll be out of breath.
You're the second person that's taught me that. I'm gonna have to straighten y'all. I'm gonna have to straighten that out.
There's got to be
Listen, man, with our age, we gotta slow down. We ain't no little jitterbugs. I be hanging though. I be hanging.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and direct. Man, it's been an eventful day, very productive. My name is Eric McKinley. I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And we have on the call Miss Cortina Trafford out of Huntsville, Rocket City, Alabama. She tells me to introduce her like that. I guess they got connected over there or something. We got Miss Bertha Winston out of the DMV area. We got Coach June Collier on the call out of Atlanta, Georgia. And then you got myself out of Columbia, South Carolina. And also you got everybody that's out there looking at this broadcast. So y'all see my head down. It's not because I'm being rude. I'm actually tagging some people right now. I'm going to tag some people so they can actually see this information and probably look at it at a later date, at a later time. But we'd like to welcome y'all to this evening's call. We talking business straight up. I'm just get to the point. All right. This is going to be your business on a budget. Okay. We know when you're just getting started, we know that it can be very, very expensive. Okay. Starting a business, especially starting it correctly, can be very, very expensive. So I like to do what's called sharing information with you that's going to help you keep within your budget or underneath your budget. Now, you may not be able to always go out there and get these coaches. You may not be able to do that. Okay. You may not be able to spend $500 a month for a coach or $1,000 or $5,000 on a class or a course. But what you can do is you can do your own research. And with the right information and the right guidance, you can actually be successful in what you're doing. So what I've done was I actually did a part of this class before, and I wanted to break it down this time. And I want to get into the weeds of this thing. They say, hey, don't get all into the weeds of it. You're going too deep. No, we need to go deep so we can actually see what's going on. So I'm tagging the panel right now. And if you're just seeing this for the first time, if you never jumped on our call, we talk about business and finances on Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. And the reason why we do this, the reason why I do it is because I know that I cannot be the lender without owning something to lend. Now that's going to reach somebody somewhere at some point in time. You can run away from it all you want to. You can run away and hide and say, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But the word says that we're to be the lenders and not the borrowers. And if that's the case, we have to be owners. Now, however you take that, that's on you. You may want to own a job. Listen, the only way you're going to be able to own a job is if you're working for yourself. Okay. But the job that you currently may have or working for someone else, you cannot pass that on to your children. That is not the way to build generational wealth. However, you can build some wealth by using that money, that tool, to transfer that wealth to another asset, okay, or to an asset. And when you're doing that, a lot of people get started in these traditional businesses. We got Brother Sherrod out of Chicago jumping on. Appreciate you jumping on, man. When you do that, it's always going to be a challenge because we're not, for the most part, we're not geared to talk producer talk. We're geared to talk consumer talk. We have consumer conversations. We're taught to buy, y'all. Ultimately, we're taught to buy. We're not taught to sell. And if you ask the average person, would they buy or sell? Most people gonna say, you know what, I don't want to sell. Well, there's only two sides of the coin. And I flipped the coin and it ended up on sell on both sides. So I guess I had a double-sided coin. Once I learned that I had to build something for my family, then I realized that I was doing something, or I was missing out on something. We got Mr. James Hall out of Falling Waters, West Virginia. Thanks for jumping on. We got a full panel tonight. And the reason why I came up with this call was because I too had to do some restructuring. I looked at our traditional business and also our network marketing business, and I had to look and see where were my customers coming from? Where was my client base? Who was my target audience? And I just gave it away. That's what we're talking about. How do you find your target audience? How do you find the people who are supposed to keep you in business? It's very important. If you don't have a product and service, you don't have a business. But if you don't have any customers, you definitely don't have a business. You'll be out of business before you get started. And I got a couple more places to share to. Does anybody want to chime in on that part? If you don't have a customer base or products and services, you're not going to be in business. Anybody want to chime in on that while I share this?
Eric, I realized something. I've been doing some products and digital products and selling here over the last year, and it hit me one day. The reason why prior to that I wasn't making any money was because I didn't have anything to sell. As soon as I created something and I had a product or you have a service, it just seemed like it just automatically I started getting paid for it. So you got to have something in order to receive. So I put it this way: you got to put something out into the marketplace if you expect to get something back.
And there's a lot of people that believe that their stuff is not good enough for people to buy. That seed, go ahead and push that out. Wherever that seed was planted, push that out. We got Miss Valerie Norfolk out of St. Louis, Missouri, jumped on. Thanks for jumping on. Listen, we were created by a creator, the creator, to create. So there's no way in the world that we cannot create. Whatever our skill set is, whatever our talent is, we have to learn how to first identify that. Got to identify that. Then we have to actually build on it. And it's going to take some time. So I'm going to tell you something. I remember when I was 15 years young, I worked my first official job besides cutting grass. I think every guy, every young man probably had a lawnmower, a lawnmower. I didn't have a weed eater. I had a lawnmower, a rake, and a broom, and I had a gas can. My dad fixed up an old lawnmower, and I was about, I want to say 10 or 11, I was cutting grass, and I had about 3 yards in the neighborhood. And my first official job, where they were taking taxes out of my check, was McDonald's. And McDonald's is so much of a assembly line. They make it so easy for you to actually do the work. Even a 15-year-old can do the job. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to actually flip burgers. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to actually put mustard on, then the ketchup on, then drop one pickle on there, and then put, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. I still remember. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame. We got Miss Ladrika Winston and Miss Helen Kim. Thank y'all for jumping on. So, and you make that one way. Now, if you deviate from it, guess what's going to happen? It's no longer going to be that cheeseburger or that Big Mac or that quarter pounder with cheese. It's going to be something that you created. Now, there's nothing wrong with you creating something, but that ain't the time to do that because that's not your business. Okay, that's not your business. But now, that same creativity and that same ability not to be fearful, we got to take that into our adulthood and use the same creative minds and start to create things. So I was at a impasse in my life as far as our business, and I got to be honest with y'all, man. I was thinking about quitting. I was really thinking about quitting and getting a job. I really was, and I don't know how far I reared back to slap the taste out of my own mouth. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I did 2 years in the military. I've been working since I was 15. I worked in a steel foundry, hot. Right. I worked on a golf course. I had 3 jobs at one time going to college. Of course, I never finished. But anyway, that's the story. But I never worked so hard before in my life as a young man. And then as I realized as an adult, grown adult, that I was working not just hard, but I was working incorrectly. I could have been working better. Let's put it like that. Before I go and get another job, I'm telling you, I will get a trailer, hook it up to my Tundra, and I will haul jump.
You make money doing that. Yep.
You make money doing it. See, everything out there is for somebody to do. And I'm just gonna tell you, that's just me. Now I'm not I'm not downing anybody if you're working a job, but going back to the business side, this is a business conversation tonight. And if you're a business owner, if you're new to business, we're going to show you and talk to you about how you can grow your business on a budget and do your own research at the same time. Because everybody wants to save money and turn a profit in business, right? Right. We want low overhead and we want to see blackness. We don't want to see red. We want to be in the black, as they call it. We want to be in profit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I want y'all to be patient with me because I was actually doing this today. I actually finished this early. So if y'all see some grammatical error, my wife had to hit me. Some grammatical errors. My mind was on something else. I promise you. I was thinking about the money that my wife was turning a profit in her business, and seeing how that one can grow and how we can scale that one. So if you guys are just jumping on, we got a panel of business owners, educators, professionals. And we're going to be talking about your target audience. What is your target audience and why is it so important to know your target audience? I already see an error, y'all. I see an error already. Don't judge me though. I got a space in between important but I'll fix that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get started. I hope y'all having a good day. I hope y'all had a very productive day and I hope y'all see some value in what we're talking about. Okay. So target audience, by definition, we're going to go one slide at a time and we're going to get some input. A target audience is basically a specific group of customers who are most likely to respond positively, not just respond, y'all, respond positively to your promotions, your social media posts, and your products and your services. Now, your target audience analysis is based on certain things like specific age, gender, location, income, things like that. So who wants to chime in on this? Ladies first.
Well, I'll go first, Miss Bertha. You're right on point with this definition here, because basically I know that I'm learning, especially over recent months, that I am looking at the people that I interact with on social media. Because in my business, what I do, the services that I offer, at first I was just targeting people that I know. They may like what I'm doing, like if I advertise it on my social media platform or through an email or something, but I never generated anything from it. But now that I'm opening it up to a broader base and have more different types of following, I'm getting more traffic from it.
You said something there, and I'm gonna clean it up for you. Okay, so I'll be the bad guy. All right, I'll be the bad guy. They're being nice. Your friends and your close relatives are being nice. That's what they're doing. They're being nice. I'm just gonna put that out there. Now, everybody may not agree with me, and that's cool. I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but you will not find, for the majority of the time, you will not find your audience in your backyard.
Yeah, I found that out about a year ago.
In your backyard. It doesn't matter how great your products are. See, they're not looking at your products and services. They're looking at you. There was a famous guy that said, if people like you, if they like you, they'll listen to you. If they trust you, they'll do business with you. Make me think about how much they like and trust me.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they don't know the person who you destined to be. They just know who they met, who you are right now. Miss Bertha, you got something for that?
Well, you first got to think about the who, what, and how. You
on my sides.
And what you got that can solve their problem. You
Oh
know,
man, you definitely on my slides.
and how how is what you have going to help them? And
Ab-
then you gotta build up that trust. They gotta trust you because, like we always say, they not doing business with you, the company. They doing business with you. They gotta gain your trust.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. You know, we have to lay the foundational work. We can't just have an overnighter, a one night stand with people. Anyone else like to chime in on this, Mr. Hall, Mr. Carr? Which one?
I mean, I would just say that, target audience is key. It's actually something we've been talking about a lot in my household between me and my wife as business owners. And, you have to realize the minute you take emotions out of it and you take sensations out of it, because we are sensational beings and we try to chase sensations and feelings, the minute you take it out of the game, then you start looking at logic. And the reality is, even the people who are close to us and our family and friends, who we would consider target audience because we want them emotionally to try what we do, they're not actually our target audience. So it has nothing to do with family or friend or whether they like me or whether they don't, whether they trust me or whether they don't. I've got some family who still don't do business with me. The reality is this: we're looking for the person who is a good fit for what we do, who's going to value it. And if we focus so much on the negative, we'll never make it to the positive.
Man, listen, you can have 100 likes and or you can have 98 likes and 2 thumbs down. And the first thing you're gonna see, man, I can't believe they didn't like what I said. You had 98 people that liked it. That's our mindset. That's our mentality. We got to get out of that. We got to get out of our feelings, like you said. It's not an emotional decision that we should be making. It's a business decision we should be making. And you're right. I don't care if it's family or not. I mean, I really don't. We're all related. If I can help you, or if you can help me, but everybody hasn't grown to that position, I don't think, as well. I think that has a lot to do with growth as well. Mr. Carr, you got something?
I think we automatically assume that friends and family, they're supposed to support us in business. And when we think that, I think we're being newbies when it comes to business, because we have to understand that the criteria of a customer or a perfect client has no family bonds. It has no friendship bonds. I think it has a needs bonds.
Needs based.
And it's just like what James said. I mean, it's based on the customer, if they need the product or the service that we have. It has nothing to do with any of our relationships with people, but the folks that need what we offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add too. They got to first know that they need it.
They got to know they need it. I made a post the other day, James. I said it's a lot of people. It's no secret, y'all. I'm in network marketing. A lot of us in network marketing platform. There's a lot of people who live paycheck to paycheck, but it's hard to help somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck when they don't even know they living paycheck to paycheck. They don't know. So they not only not know that they need it, they don't know that it's going to benefit them and how it's going to benefit them. So a lot of people look at it differently. I like the input. I do. I like the input. So let's talk about why this is so important. So knowing your customers is going to give you a better opportunity to deliver your products and services instead of just blindly shooting at a target. Listen, if I don't shoot at anything, if I don't take a shot, I'm gonna hit every time. If I don't shoot at anything, I'm gonna hit every time. When we know our target, though, we know where we're going. It's also going to help us to build a stronger communication between our business and our potential clients, potential customers. Think about it. If I know my target audience, then I know how to adjust what I'm sharing.
Yeah.
I know who needs what. I know at what time. See, a lot of times people don't want to try to figure out or do the marketing plans. They don't want to do the analysis. They just want to jump into business, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just want to start making money. That's all we want to do, right? Because that's what business is about, right? Making money. Wrong? It's not. And I'm learning every day that business is about fostering relationships.
Yeah.
It really is. It's about fostering relationships. And those who know me now, that knew me 5 years ago, y'all would see a huge change in my behavior. Hey, now my personality ain't changed. I'm not gonna change that. But my behavior has changed. It has adjusted because I'm learning and I'm growing.
Right.
And I'm learning that business is about a relationship.
It is.
It's about a needs base. It's about a wants base. It's about a supply and demand. It's a service.
It is. And
you gotta know what you're shooting at. Anybody want to tap on this one?
I will. This is very important, and we just touched on it just a few minutes ago when we were discussing knowing the target audience. Because at first, with the services that I offer in my business, I know in my network marketing piece, I try to give everything to the customer and not realizing that they didn't need everything out of my business. So I had to go back and, dial back and realize that, know my products, know the services. And then when I find, that customer, make sure that I'm offering them the right product, the right service that's geared for them, that's within my business. And it has fostered some relationships, and by word of the mouth too, because I do have referrals that come, to me because somebody told them like, hey, get with Cortina. She can help you with this. Now, if I get a business deal out there, that's another story. But at least I get the referral.
All right. I like that, but you still got to lay down the law. Who am I going to share this information with? Who do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on single moms? Do I want to focus on married couples? Do I want to focus on people aged 25 to 55? We got to get in the dirt with this thing. We got to get in the mud, because if we don't get in the mud with it, we're going to be too shallow. And then we're going to wonder why our business is folding like a lawn chair.
Well, I know.
Go ahead.
Well, I know me, I don't limit myself because, I'm kind of talking to everyone right now. But I do know where the majority of my customer base is coming from, and it's coming from middle-aged folks who's working like myself. So I do know targeted audience.
And that's a good start. Yeah. That's a good look. You got to know, because now what happens is you'll be more confident in sharing with that group of people. And you'll be able to ask the right questions.
Right.
Be able to ask the right question. Ms. Bertha, what you got?
I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
But as you do, you offer them what they want and what they need. And then you just be the product of the product and know your product yourself. And of course, people my age, some of them feel that they can't do this, So you got to be open to all ages.
Okay, Ms. Bertha, I'm gonna play the advocate. Let's get away from the marketing piece, the network marketing piece, and let's go to your event planning piece. You ain't targeting everybody.
Well, no, I'm not. Well,
yeah, you target people who need events.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying.
For
So
for that particular market, yeah.
I mean,
particular market, but it's all different. It's all different age groups that want that service.
Yeah. Birthdays, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, every age from the teenagers on up.
Yeah. Okay.
But for that particular business, the network marketing business is a whole different story.
Well, you got a specific topic for that particular business as well.
Right,
so
exactly.
You're gonna readily attract individuals who want to have baby showers.
Yes.
You're gonna readily attract people who want to have 50th, 25, year anniversary parties.
100 birthday, 90,
Yeah. You're gonna attract those people easily.
Right.
When we talk about money,
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something about money. You better not talk about money in public. you want to get on somebody's bad side? Let me stop this share because I can't see y'all, man. Listen, you get on somebody's bad side, start talking about money in public. Don't you know that they told us to keep that private?
Yeah.
How you gonna attract what you don't talk about?
Yeah.
How you gonna attract wealth if you don't talk about wealth?
Yeah.
How am I gonna draw Mr. Collier to me or be drawn to him or draw Mr. Hall to me or be drawn to him if I'm not seeking what I need?
Mm-hmm.
Closed mouth don't get fed. You have not because you ask not.
Seeking you should find, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying. So go ahead.
Hey, Eric, let me, I want to get back to that, defining your market.
Yeah.
The reason why you want to do that is because you want to get your message right. Mm-hmm. And your messaging is you want your customer to feel like you're talking directly to them. And so when you say that everybody's my customer, you can't talk to the individual. You can only talk to a group. But if you really know who your market is, now you can talk directly to that market. Mm-hmm. So, for example, you talked about Ms. Winston's events. Well, now if she knows that people typically celebrate their 50th birthday, so her marketing, she ain't talking to a 49-year-old birthday. She ain't talking to somebody that just turned 35. She's talking to the person that just hit 50, right? Because we know that everybody has something special for their 50th birthday. And so her messaging for the 50th birthday is totally different from any type of birthday or somebody that's celebrating their sweet 16th birthday or somebody that's having a baby shower. Mm-hmm. So that messaging is specific so that when they hear you talking in your advertising, they say, she talking to me. Mm-hmm. She talking to me. Or maybe even with James and his business, he can do taxes for any and everybody, or he can specialize and say, I do taxes for this type of folks. Mm-hmm. I had a CPA and her specialty really was real estate investors, because she understood real estate rules and all of that. And so it wasn't a surprise that most of her clients were real estate investors because she understood the taxes and the tax codes and all of the things that you can do in real estate. Mm-hmm. And so I think when we talk about finding our customer, we got to find our customer so that we can speak their language, so that we can speak directly to them, so that they know that there's nobody else that has the level of understanding that we have and that we understand their business.
Gotcha.
And the reason why I brought this topic up is because I was purposely struggling because I was trying to hit everybody in one of my businesses, knowing doggone well that I have a great product. Actually, I got the perfect product. But it's not for everybody's mindset.
That's true.
So when you start talking about, James, how can I speak specifically to somebody? How can I speak their language? How can I talk direct? How can, when I talk to them, they like y'all saw the movie, The 5 Heartbeats, right? Mm-hmm. And Eddie Kane Jr., y'all remember Eddie Kane Jr. was running from the gangsters? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that, right? I don't like y'all don't watch no movies, man.
I didn't see it.
He slid across the stage. He said, "Oh," and they just started they felt it. You gotta talk to your customers in such a way, to where they feel it. They gotta feel it in their bones, because they just like you looking at a commercial. You like, yep, they talking to me, and you want to get up and just get your credit card or your debit card. You ready to buy. That's what it is. And I had to learn this. Now, this is not something that I didn't know. I had to be reminded of this because I was in my feelings trying to service everyone, and everybody ain't your calling. Everybody ain't your assignment. Right. Not everybody is your market.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter that everybody needs their taxes done.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not that market. And you don't want everybody in your business. You don't want everybody your customer.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you don't.
You really
I'm
don't.
learning that as well. You don't
Oh
want
no,
as your
I
customer.
found that out.
You really don't.
I done found that out.
So for those of you who are out there listening, you're just jumping on. We're talking about target audience and why it's important to know your target audience and why it's important that you actually are able to relay that message to them and actually talk to them. You
Hey,
got to
can I add one more thing?
absolutely.
So one of the things that we've been hitting on a lot in Bible study is the reality is we don't really know what the heck we want anyway.
We don't even know. Somebody got to plant
We
a
don't
seed.
know what we need. We don't know what we want. And I have a story regarding this because the reality is even though I might be shooting for particular customers,
Yep.
you don't really know if they're the real ideal customer for you until you get the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I had a particular customer who came in was going to be a high revenue client. And the experience was awful. But you know what? I thought that's what I wanted. And I thought I wanted a good solid 100 of them. So we really don't know what we want. We got to shoot broad, but you got to be specific. But at the same time, you got to look and self-reflect. You got to watch and you pray, right? You got to look at the experiences because you think you know what you want right now, and that's going to change maybe 6 months down the road.
Till you
get what you thought you wanted.
Yeah, you get it.
That's
Because
true.
you know, God is. I'm gonna tell you, I believe God has got a sense of humor.
He does.
You know, he'll give you exactly what you ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Because he know we don't know.
Or maybe he's not the one giving it.
Or maybe he ain't he may be allowing it to happen. He may be the one allowing it to happen. Because he ain't the only one that hears. You know, we gotta be mindful of who we conduct and how we conduct business.
That's
And
true.
like I said, if you guys are just jumping on, we're talking about why it's so important to know your target audience. If you're new to business and you don't have the money to spend on marketing and a market analysis and a huge, you know, you may even do your own business plan. There's a lot of templates out there to do these things, but you want to make sure you know what you're doing. You don't want your business to be dead in the water and all you have to do is just go a little bit further and you know you're doing better. So that's something to think about. This is short one, y'all. This is real short, okay? I'm done. I'm gonna just pop these 5 up here. Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
What's the desired action of your target audience? These are some questions to consider.
Mm-hmm.
What you trying to accomplish? What do you want from them? What demographic groups are most likely to take the action that you want them to take? Hey, you know what? Just because somebody is living a certain type of way, that doesn't mean that they're ready to stop living that certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mr. Carr was talking about creating digital products.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, great information, great platform. But just because you're doing that, that doesn't mean that everybody wants to create digital products.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a post that somebody shared about tax minimization. Just generic. Somebody shared about tax minimization. And the guy basically said, hey, you know, I'm glad that you got your business and everything's working out for you, but I just don't have time to do the work that's required to lower my taxes.
Mm.
Now, don't be surprised. See, listen, I think it was Mr. Rockefeller that said this about people being robotic. We live in a system. We live in a system to where we have been geared and conditioned to think a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's dangerous, y'all.
Yeah.
We got free will, but it's dangerous when we're thinking. It's dangerous when we're thinking a way to where there's no growth.
Mm.
To we're thinking in a form of mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know how they think, what needs, challenges, and frustrations they have. You want to know. You got to ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be talking about, you know, dinner, and they don't even eat dinner. They like breakfast. you know, you all over the place. Like we always say, you know, if they ask for the trunk, give them the trunk. Don't try to sell them the tail.
Mm-mm.
Talking about an elephant, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they ask for, but you got to know, and you know by, like James said, by experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
How does your idea, service, or product help your target audience? Anybody want to hone in on any of those 5? That's cool. These are just some questions to consider. And there's several more questions out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's several more questions out there.
So I got a question for you, Eric, and for the panel.
Yes, sir.
What information, I guess, can you all share to give to, I guess, help people to meet these questions? Like, how do they find out how their target audience thinks, and what groups they particularly associate with, and things of that nature?
Here you go. You got some more questions first. you got some more. This is the last bit of the questions. But that's good. That's good. You gotta. For me, this is just for me, and I'm gonna hit that one real quick. For me, I think the best way is going to be, and I'm gonna get back in there and share that. But the best way is going to be looking at your product and knowing your product. That's number one. You got to know what your product and service is and what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
See, a lot of people have something and they never turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
They never opened it up. They're not even the product of their own product.
Yeah.
If I need to lose weight, or if I can be a little healthier and I have a health product, but I haven't taken the product, how can I actually share the product?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So I think we have to know our products and services, as Cortina said earlier. We have to know what we have to offer. That's going to help. That's going to go a long way.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing is you got to actually get away from the people who you expect to support you. This ain't no free for all, y'all.
Mm-mm.
They don't owe you anything.
Mm-mm.
You know, my mom will tell you right now, if y'all met my mom, she'll tell you right now, I owe you nothing. This is it. I brought you here. I did my part. I did what I was supposed to do. I showed you what I knew. But now, when we go and expect things from people, that's just a big setup for a big letdown.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be realistic in understanding what our product is. We got to get away from the people who make us comfortable and get uncomfortable. Surround ourselves around people who know more than us. Definitely read books on the subjects. And do your best to apply what you learn, what you read.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you read is not going to make sense. It's not. There are some less expensive close coaching classes, but then you got to be careful with that. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Go ahead.
I want to answer James' question that he posed earlier. I think what's important for us is to always be in connection with our customers. And as we are selling to our customers and interacting with our customers, we need to ask them what they want. Because I think sometimes what we do is we try to sell people what we think they need. You know, I know it happens all the time where we have a product and we think that they need this particular product and we try to shove it down their throat.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is that they might need the product, but that ain't what they want.
Mm.
And so our job as business owners is we've got to sell them what they want. The other thing that I think, to answer James' question, is watch what sells. See, a lot of people have told me, man, I'll buy this from you if you create it, I'll buy this. But then when you create it or you have it available and it doesn't sell, then that means nothing. So I got to watch what they sell. I used to have a vending business and I get people that make requests. Man, I need you to put Dr. Pibb in the machine.
Man, I go Dr. Pibb no more, man.
I go load the machine up with Dr. Pibb and I sell one.
Oh, wow.
You know,
to that one person.
To that one person, and then they only drunk one all week, you know. And so you gotta watch what sells in your business because that's going to tell you what people want. Mm-hmm. I think most of us as business owners and entrepreneurs, sometimes we get caught up thinking that this is what they need, and we're trying to sell a need instead of selling what people want. Yeah. Sometimes people don't want what's best for them. They just want what's worse for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, you know, hey, let me just for a minute.
That's true.
So James, I know you coming in. Check this out. Mr. Pibb, I'm gonna stop. you gotta think about the trend, and I think that's what you're saying as well. We got to watch the trends as well. Watch the trends closely because we don't want to be so far behind the trends. A lot of us are not savvy enough to set trends. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Go ahead, James.
I don't know. I can follow that one. I was just saying. I agree, man. Mr. Pitt was good. But anyway, you definitely gotta know what you have that people want, and then I agree with June wholeheartedly. You got to ask questions to the people who are your customers. Mm-hmm. Get the feedback. I don't think enough people take the time to get feedback about what they're offering individuals. If I'm giving someone financial education, hey, how did you like it? What did you not like about it? If I'm doing somebody's taxes, what did you not like about the service we provided? If I'm teaching them anything else, what did you not like and what did you like, so that we can know how to improve? Because I think the reality is a lot of clients want to know that someone actually cares about them and they're looking to improve. There's a lot of stale businesses out there which won't make any improvements. So we don't want to put ourselves in that position where we become stale to somebody else. So I think it's important to get customer and client feedback, and at the same time, focus on what is selling the most and focus on what you can improve for those things that are not necessarily selling the best.
Mm-hmm. You hit something. Surveys. Mm-hmm. Take some time to create a survey. Ain't that right, Ms. Bertha?
Oh yeah.
we create surveys.
Yeah.
Survey. See, what happens is we can't be in a business to where we just hit it and quit it. People are looking to foster relationships, some type of relationship with you. And if you get to the point to where you just, shoving something down somebody's throat and you're getting a quick sale, and see, we want repeat customers.
Yeah.
I want people coming back. Yeah. And I want people telling people the goodness of what we're doing. See, your business is going to fail or excel due to word of mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what you don't want to do is create a bad customer experience. As I know, a lot of people in our line of work have created real horrible, awful customer experiences. And when they get it from someone else, they're like, wow, had I known this, I would have never stopped doing what I was doing. Or I didn't know that I didn't have to go this route. When you're talking about customers, you got to think about service.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How can you best serve that customer? It ain't about you at this point in time.
Right.
Not if you want repeat customers, not if you want a successful business. And a successful business means that, like you said, you got to pay attention. Now let me go back to this part about setting trends. Everybody may not understand what I'm about to say, but once again, I posted something this morning. We live in a society where everybody's looking for some inspiration. I want to be inspired, Cortina. Mm-hmm. Miss Bertha, you can't give me no inspiring words. James, listen, man. I need some inspiration, man. June, I need, listen, man. You can't tell me anything good because I'm following you because I want to hear something good. Mm-hmm. Why can't you tell yourself something good? Mm-hmm. Why can't we be the producer of inspiration? Mm-hmm. And as far as motivation goes, I understand inspiration comes, external. I get it. I understand what they say definition-wise. But if you wake up, I'm inspired. That's just me. Because I had to go through something before I started feeling like that. Because there was some days that I didn't want to wake up. Mm-hmm. I wake up and I'm inspired. Mm-hmm. And then I look at my situation. I say, man, I'm not where I want to be, God.
Yeah.
I'm motivated.
Oh, yeah.
My situation motivates me. I don't need an ET or any other motivational speaker to get me out there. You got to think about it, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop waiting on other people to make a move. Mm. If you do it, I'll do it. Mm. What if they don't do it? What if nobody else go? Mm. Are you going to stay there? Are you going to sit still? Are you going to just wait and watch the world go by, waiting for the right moment to jump in? What they say, the double dutch? Piece in there? We can't do that. We're talking about a mindset shift where we as business owners are different and we think differently from other people. We're willing to take that chance. We're willing to take that risk because we know what the other side looks like.
Mm.
Ain't no forward progress in looking backwards. So it may require us to do some soul searching, some one-on-one training, some asking customers, filling out some surveys and asking them what they think and how they feel. It may take a little time, James. I may not on my Mondays. I may be like, hey, listen, I can't do nothing today. I gotta shut my business down and I gotta do some other things so I can get some customer, service surveys out there. I gotta get some feedback. If we don't do that, then our business is going to be just like anything else that fades away. It's just going to be a trend. It's going to die out. You got to ask yourself if that's what you want.
The reality is nobody does, but I think it comes down to just getting the right knowledge. I think everybody, especially in my industry, everybody's focused on making money and they focus on growing and they focus on revenue, that they miss a lot of the small things that they're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. And then when you're not making money, all of a sudden you let yourself get down to a point where, maybe this thing ain't working out. Mm-hmm. I think, people are so focused on the concept of getting rich and making money fast that they forget that even if they were to blow up right tomorrow, that they're probably not the person that's going to be able to handle the scaling. So I think that the focus is really, even as you start, just apply the target audience and trends, the goal is to find something that you want to do, that you love doing, that you can serve others. And then don't look at, I'm going to get wealthy tomorrow. Don't look at, I'm going to get wealthy in 9 months. Because the minute it don't happen, because whether you put the work in or not, that's when people start to lose heart. Frustration is literally when our desires are not met in terms of our expectations. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to be in business, you got to be in business for the long haul. And not, you mentioned earlier something about just people stuck in the shallow. You're stuck in the shallow, chasing, whatever fulfills every sensation. Chasing. The goal is we got to get in this thing for the long run. Stop looking at tomorrow. Start looking at 9 years down the road. Start looking at 10 years down the road. Because if financial freedom is the goal anyway, then it don't matter if I'm successful right now or 2 years down the road. I got time to continue to pursue and continue to grow. But you talked about the personal growth and development. That's something we all got to have. If you're not self-reflecting in your business, then you'll never know how to fix the problems.
That goes. That's well put, man. That goes back to the way we're taught. We taught to get a job, and we're gonna get on that job for 40 years. Our mind is saying, "Hey, I'm gonna retire from this space." That's our mindsets for the most people. For the majority of the Americans out there, we are settled in. We snuggled in. We hunkered down. And we say, hey, I found me a good job with some benefits. And nothing wrong with that, y'all. And I'm going to stay here for 40 years. Meanwhile, I'm building a business for something else. I'm paying utilities. I'm paying cell phone bill, car note, car insurance, mortgage, all for somebody else. And I've not built anything for myself. And as soon as I have opportunity to have a business opportunity come by, and I say, well, you know what? I'm gonna give it 6 months. I'm gonna give it 30 days. It's a mindset. So you're right. And once again, I'm looking at my board. Y'all probably think I'm just, all over the place, but I really am not. I promise you. I'm a very critical thinker. And for those of you out there that know me, y'all know that most people lack the 4 Ds. The 4 Ds to be successful: desire, direction, determination, and discipline. That's most people. The small percentage, though, they looking for it. They're looking for it. And even in that small percentage, with over 7 billion people in the world, when you're talking about 1%, I'm winning. And all you got to do is find like-minded people. That's all you have to do. Reflection is important. Prayer, putting God first, is important. I don't know what y'all believe in. I ain't talking about the panel. I know what y'all stand. If y'all out there listening and y'all wondering why I just said that, because without God, nothing is possible. And it doesn't matter how much you get, how fast you get it. Like James said, you get it all tomorrow. You mean to tell me, James, I can't handle 5 million right now? I ain't ready. Oh, I've been trained, James. I've been trained. You know what I'm saying? I got some people in my life that I can, kind of, lean on, but I know enough right now. But once again, will I lose my mind? Will I lose my focus? Will I stay determined? Will I stay disciplined? And that's something that we got to ask ourselves. So this ain't got to be all night, y'all. We're going to go around the table. Miss Cortina, what you got for the people that's on your timeline? And oh, by the way, if you're out there listening, and if you're not looking to improve yourself, if you're not looking to grow your business, if you're good where you are, you're not my target audience. There's nothing against you, but that's not the personality that I'm shooting for. I'm looking for people who are looking for change, looking for improvement, who are looking for, something better. Miss Cortina, what you got?
Okay, this was a very good conversation tonight. I was sitting up here jotting down a few things, but the big takeaway for me is basically for myself about knowing my targeted audience. I got to know if the people that I'm targeting basically want the services that I'm offering. And once I identify that, then that's when I can actually hone in on their individual needs. And continuing education. Like you said, we got to continue, and James as well, we got to get educated. And like June said, the coach of all coaches, I follow him a lot, listen to him a lot, doing that market analysis. And I'm doing plenty of that because, writing down my business plan, I was all over the board, and I was like, let me draw back, let me come back, let me narrow this down, let me see what's going to be beneficial, let me see what can work, what's not going to work. So it was back to the drawing board for me. So I just want the products and services that I do offer, I want to make sure that it's going to reach somebody and make sure that it's going to help improve their circle. So anybody out there listening that's connected to me, even if you're not friends or family, and we just connected by social media, don't be afraid either to reach out to anybody on this platform. Even if you don't partner with us, at least get some tips on how you can improve yourself or your situation.
That's good.
Absolutely. Miss Bertha.
All I can say is glean, glean, glean. Be the product of the product. Educate. We're here to educate you. Take the information. If it doesn't benefit you, share it with someone else. Someone somewhere need it. If you don't need it, share it. Knowledge is powerful. But if you share it with someone else, they could probably take it further than where you can. So my takeaway is just give value and give people what they need. Ask questions. And as June said, don't give them what they give them what they want, not always what they need. We know what they need, but just give them what they want. Don't try to force it down. Because sometimes, like Jay said, we don't know what we want. We ask, and God give it to you. Okay, you ask. So that was a good one. Give people what they ask for.
All right, Miss Bertha. Mr. Hall, you up, brother?
I would say this. Over the last years of being in business, we've been talking a lot about who our ideal client is. And I would say, to anyone who's contemplating and trying to figure this out, don't put so much focus on your target audience. Because the reality is sometimes your emotions would cause you to look at someone the wrong way. We are sensational beings. The reality also is somebody who is watching on the sideline right now could be your biggest revenue client later on in a couple years. So don't go burning bridges. We in business, so get out your emotions and get out your feelings because there's no money in feelings. Keep the peace. Be the example that God has called you to be in your business because your business is about serving others. And if you're going to serve others, serve them with the right attitude. And your target audience will find you.
Man, look, I'm glad I ain't said that, man, because people are already mad at me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. No, hey, listen, The truth is not always popular, but
That's
it is.
right.
It ain't
That's true.
always the truth. The truth should be inspirational, but for some reason, for some people, it ain't. It inspires me. So let's go, Mr. Carr.
Miss Bertha had me smiling, but watch what's selling. If you're selling multiple items, watch what your hot items that are selling. That's going to tell you what your audience wants. And a man that tries to sell people what they need, he gonna go broke. you better sell them what they want.
That's right.
Hey,
so that's all I got.
I'm learning.
Hey, listen, I got a saying, and I want y'all to hopefully help this thing circulate. It's easier to sell somebody something that they want than it is to give them what they need for free.
You're right.
Now, y'all put that in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your cup. Put that in your cup and drink it. Put that on your plate, need it. It's easier because remember, we are emotional creatures.
Yeah.
We want what we think we want.
Yeah.
And with that being said, there's a lot of people out there who's listening to this, who've seen this. We're not just talking about finances, we're talking about business as well. We've been on a series for business. We're gonna keep on talking about this thing, man, because I want some people to grow. I want people to grow their businesses so much to the point to where they just burst out of their own shell. I'm serious. I want people to have the ability to scale their businesses and grow their businesses, but at the same time understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't be Eric McKinley if I didn't do this. This ain't popular. Here comes the truth, right? I keep getting these alerts from this app where people are talking to people about building six-figure businesses. And in these groups or these rooms where they're talking about building six-figure businesses. And they give people all this advice. People that I have never heard of. Now, that doesn't mean much. That doesn't mean anything because the word talks about a man that's poor can be wise. I'm paraphrasing. But they're talking about charging people multiple thousands of dollars. All right. And I look at this and these alerts come, it makes me sick to my stomach because people are so naive in business and they're going to end up getting sucked into that. So my advice to you as a young business owner, new to business, crawl, walk, run. Invest in your business, but invest in education.
Yeah.
Do not listen to these folks, these fly-by-nights. These apps and these they getting invented for people to make money. I'm telling y'all. Clubhouse, man. Clubhouse. They're not going to take me off the network. You're listening to people in these groups who have created some type of meaning for themselves and created some type of following, and they're telling people how they can actually do X, Y, and Z. But they're going to charge you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to be able to do it. Now, I don't know about you, but you're new to business. Do you think that you can invest $5,000 and then duplicate what somebody's doing right off the bat? Think about that. I don't know. Maybe you can. But the average person that's starting business, they're not going to be able to do that. So be careful where you plant your seeds. Be careful, man. I want y'all to be careful. I don't want y'all to lose, man. I want y'all to learn. And I want y'all to learn. I don't want y'all to have a $5,000 lesson. Just be careful. Just be careful. Now, that probably ain't gonna be popular for people who are listening or kind of peeking in on what I'm saying. I ain't got too many followers, and I'm cool with that. But for the people who are actually honestly trying to help people, please give them some value. All right. And I don't think it's everybody in that group. I don't think it's everyone, but I think it's a lot of ones that are in there that are manipulating the system. And I want everyone to be aware.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be aware. So
that's good advice.
That's all I got, y'all. Hey, I appreciate everybody for jumping on. We got Miss Cortina Trafford. We got Miss Bertha Winston, Mr. James Hall, Mr. June Collier, and yours truly, Eric McKinley, coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina. Listen, we talked about your target audience. We're talking about business. I hope you found some value in this. If you did, definitely like it, share it, tag somebody. If you didn't, leave a comment on how we can make this thing better. Okay, make it classy, because if not, I'm gonna have to get rid of you. So, hey, I'm not playing. I ain't playing games. If you didn't like what I said, let me know. If I said something incorrectly, let me know. I take correction. But you know, all this other stuff, we ain't doing all that. We're not gonna do that. I'm too grown for that. But hey, join us on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do another business talk. We focusing on business. Thank you once again for joining us. Like and share, tag someone. My name is Eric McKinley. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Now, we'll see y'all on Friday, but we also going to see you at the top.
Too many people struggling at the bottom.
Peace.